For those of you awaiting the second semifinal of tonight's FCIAC girls soccer tournament, we will be bringing it to you shortly. The first semifinal between Greenwich and Staples went into overtime, and it was decided in PKs, in penalty kicks, 7-6. Greenwich, the top seed, moves on and gets the win. So we are about less than 10 minutes away from the start of semifinal number 2 of the FCIAC girls soccer tournament between the 3 seed St. Joe's and the 7 seed Darien.
Looking for the ultimate destination where kids don't just play soccer. Looking for the ultimate destination where kids don't just play soccer, they thrive. Welcome to Ole Soccer, Connecticut's premier indoor soccer facility. Our STARS program is where young athletes create real skills, from toddlers kicking their first ball to competitive players refining their technique. Our professional coaching staff creates an environment where every child develops at their own pace. But we're more than just soccer. Our massive jungle gym is a wonderland full of climbing, sliding, and adventure, perfect for open play, making it a go-to spot for families year-round, rain or shine. And when it comes time to celebrate, our birthday parties are legendary, and we handle everything from private space, game setup, and cleanup, so the parents can actually relax while the kids have the time of their lives. With state-of-the-art turf facility, climate control comfort, and family-friendly atmosphere, Ole Soccer is where memories are made. From your child's first goal to their best birthday party ever, it all happens here at Ole Soccer. Visit us today and see why families all across Connecticut choose Ole.
When your event needs to look and sound its best, trust the team that delivers every time. At A1 Audio, we provide professional sound, video, and lighting systems throughout Fairfield County. From corporate meetings and fundraisers to community events and celebrations, A1 Audio brings clarity, energy, and atmosphere to every moment. Elevate your next event with A1. Call, email, or visit us today.
Hello, everybody, and it's the second semifinal game of the night on DAF Media. If you're joining in now, I'm Charlie Warnock, and join alongside me, is Jack Breyer. And Jack, we just had an amazing game before this. Staples versus Greenwich went into penalties. This should be almost just, or if not, a better game. St. Joe's versus Darien, and Darien red hot. Even though they're number 7, they just knocked off the defending champs, New Canaan Rams, 1-0 with the goal from Anavon Kennel. So tell me, what do each team need to do to defeat each other in this game? You know, obviously St. Joseph is the favorite team, the higher ranked.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie, it's going to be definitely tough to be more exciting than that last game we just broadcasted. What a game between Greenwich and Staples, and the winner of this game is going to go on to face Greenwich. But it's definitely going to be a tough task for Darien. They dropped off in form a little bit at the end of the season. In their last 5 games, they've won 2, lost 2, and tied 1. But the thing is, St. Joe's have the same exact record in their last 5 games, and they've lost in those last 5 games to Staples and New Canaan. New Canaan, of course, who Darien just beat in the quarterfinals. So that, sets up a really intriguing matchup. And not only that, but St. Joe's in their quarterfinal game only won on penalties. It was a 0-0 tie.
So as kickoff starts, St. Joe's just going to kick that one down, and Elise Hull going to scoop it up as the game has officially started. So she's just going to punt that one down.
Yeah, Hull's been great in goal so far this year for the Wave. Only conceded 15 goals all season in 17 games. That's under a goal allowed per game.
Here's Von Kennel. Definitely the fastest on this wave team. And as this game starts, it's the FCIAC Semifinals for girls soccer, and it's brought to you with support from Terry and Nancy McGraw. So Darien threatening right now early on. St. Joe's just clears that away.
And you just see her get her first touches. Sophia McEnany, she's my player to watch for this game. She's been playing absolutely phenomenal so far this year. On senior night against Norwalk, we saw her score an absolutely sensational goal with her left foot. And the thing is about her, as that ball goes to the keeper.
Good ball there, though, from Von Kennel looking for Jeffers.
The thing about McEnany is she possesses an absurd amount of power with both feet. She scored with her left foot against Norwalk on senior night. And another broadcast we did earlier this year against Wilton, she scored from about 25 yards out with her right foot. So with any side of the ball, any foot, she's able to put it in the back of the net.
Darien looks good right now, coming out fast. Here is McNaney. Good ball to Von Kennel. And Von Kennel puts Darien up first. Already less than 2 minutes in, Jack.
What a start for Darien. It does not get any better than that. And it started with McEnany. We were just talking about her. That's what she does. She drops in. She's able to hold up play, and she finds Von Kennel. And it looked like it was going to be a collision in the box. It was, but Von Kennel, her second goal in the last 2 games, she was the one who scored against New Canaan, and all she had to do was lift it over the keeper. She paid the price. She took a big hit, but I'm sure she doesn't feel it that much right now after scoring such a big goal to open the game.
What a fast start. Like I was saying just before that, Darien looking good right now. Let's see how St. Joe's responds. It's Wicker. Just looking for Neves. Oh, and almost ties it up just like that. This game is fast-paced off the jump.
Literally seconds later, we get another chance for St. Joe's. Who is that, Charlie? That was number 24. For some reason, I don't have her on my roster sheet. But
I don't either.
Must have been a mistake by the FCIAC website. But anyhow, that's another big chance.
Oh, it might be number 14, Sophia Neves.
Yeah, I believe that's right. They must have gotten that wrong. That was Neves. Apologies to everyone at home, and especially if her family is watching. But she's not on our roster. But what instinct to just get. She just couldn't hang on to it.
So just like that, this game has turned on its head.
It's been 7 minutes, Charlie, and we've already seen 3 goals. This is incredible.
This is incredible.
You know, you're not even seeing this many goals in a hockey game in 7 minutes.
Jeffers there. Oh my gosh! Oh, just misses the net.
Well, right now, these defenses need to talk to each other because it is not looking good on both sides of the ball. Just no communication there for St. Joe's. You know, is the goalie going to come out and get that ball? And she ended up missing it, but thankfully for her, it went wide.
Jeffers surrounded by St. Joe's defenders. Ackman going to play it back out to Slaneski. Darien trying to get to their star player, Von Kennel. Here's McNamee. She's extreme range. Tries to play it to Von Kennel. Nothing there. Still has it. Smart play. Playing it back out to Ackman. Ackman was loading up for a shot.
And you just see there McEnany's ability to possess the ball. She's surrounded by St. Joe's players. She looks to shoot. It's not there. She looked to find the pass. The vision was there. Just blocked by St. Joe's player, but she's still able to keep possession for her team. She set up the first goal, and the way we'll be looking to continue to find her when she drops in deep to link up with the midfielders.
St. Joe's wins that back. So foul committed there on Darien. They're there by Hare. Here's Kin. Clears it away.
Well, Charlie, it's interesting. This is already the score of the full game that Darien played against St. Joe's earlier in the season.
There's a good ball. The Von Kennel. Can she use the speed? Couldn't get there. Good heads-up play there by O'Hara.
Yeah, O'Hara had to be alert. And that's a really good play by the goalie. Many goalies, just stay in their net.
Yep.
But that's definitely a part of the position coming out when the defenders can't get there. Because had she not, Von Kennel would have been in on goal. It would have been a pretty easy finish had she just stayed in the net.
McNamee heads that. Von Kennel keeps it in. And there's a goal kick for St. Joe's. So O'Hara with the goal kick. Low one and short. Dangerous area to lose it. Von Kennel trying to get it to Jeffers, I believe. Ackman going for Jeffers. Good defense, though. And that was Kiera Hinton on Jeffers, but still Darien ball. It's Sineski. Here's a breakaway.
Neves.
Cleared away, but that's a corner kick, not the most ideal clear.
Yeah, we've seen Neves has a really great ability to carry the ball. She did it before, carrying it into the left-hand side of the box and got across, and they didn't score off of that, but she's one of the contributors to that second goal that St. Joe scored, and see another burst of speed from her there. Let's see if they can score another goal off a corner. They already scored one from Malozzi. She's right at the top of the box, Malozzi.
Here's Wicker with the corner. That's a good ball. Short, right in front of the net. That was dangerous. Really good ball there from Wicker.
And Darien, that's really poor defending, if I'm going to be honest. Just letting that ball go through everyone, and really lucky that a St. Joe's player didn't tap it in, because all that was needed was a touch on the ball, yeah.
So excuse us for the technical issues we experienced during this broadcast. So after you saw Darien scored, St. Joe's scored twice in about less than a minute. So now they lead 2-1, so that's the recap. And one of those goals was from St. Joe's Malozzi. And excuse us, we do not have the number. It was number 24 for St. Joe's, but she's not on our rosters.
Yeah, we have guys scouring the internet right now to try and find out her name. I'm sure we'll get it to you by the second half. But at the moment, the FCIAC rosters that are available online do not have a number 24, so we do not know her name. Apologies to everyone at home watching. And also apologies for the technical issues, obviously.
So here's Hull, who just picked it up. Going to punt that away. There's a good punt. Looking for Hare. That was a ball intended for Neves. That one's staying in, though. I think the St. Joe's players thought that was going out. Here's Achman, gets it to Hare. Darien definitely needs to get it back to Von Kennel.
Yeah, definitely want to see Darien start to possess the ball a little more, because after that goal, it has really been all St. Joe's. St. Joe's putting all the pressure on them. And right now, Darien are just hitting it long, but when we've seen Darien at their best, they move the ball through the midfield, are able to link up play with McEnany, and that's how they score their goals.
Physical play right now between Woodley and Achman. Woodley falls down again. That's Darien ball. Good play there from Achman. McEnany.
Yeah, and we were saying during the missed coverage, this game has just started off so fast, Charlie. No time to, get acquainted with each other, find your footing in this game. It has just been pedal to the metal since the whistle blew.
Yep, and now here's a free kick for Darien. It's going to be Anakin with the free kick. Everyone loaded up on that left side. Hare trying to do something, but goes right.
She was trying to volley it, but it just took too long for the ball to come down into an area where she could make good contact with it. And by that point, St. Joe's defenders had closed in on her.
So St. Joe's free kick, throw in from the deep end of their zone. We're going to move up a little further. Darien pressing up. Really packed in right here. To Wicker with the throw-in. Achman heads it. It goes right back out of bounds. Achman heads it out again, so another throw in for Wicker. Deep one to Neves. Neves beats two. And a sub early for Darien.
Looks like Jeffers is going to be coming off.
Yeah, Jeffers gets subbed off.
And now Von Kennel will move to the right wing.
Von Kennel's moving to the right wing. Jeffers comes off, and Lila Fiorita comes in at left. McEnany gets it up there. Here's Von Kennel. Going to be out of bounds. Good defense there from Chloe Woodley.
So Coach Parsons immediately changing up the front three that has really been there all season for the Wave. I'm not sure if he saw something from Jeffers that he didn't like or just wanted to get Fiorita in there. But we'll see if that helps Darien, maintaining a little bit more possession. Because right now, St. Joe's midfield has looked a lot better.
Here's a good ball to Achman. But like you said, good midfield defense from St. Joe's. Right into the chest. So Darien ball.
Yeah, and it just looks like St. Joe's midfield is faster to every loose ball. Moving really well off the ball, just making it look a lot easier.
Looking
but
for
now
Von Kennel, can she use her speed? Good defense, though, from St. Joe's. Here's McEnany. She has like unlimited range. She can take a shot, and she does low, but wide.
Yeah, just wasn't able to get enough power on that shot.
Yep, she can get it in the air for sure.
I mean, that shot is definitely not representative of what we have seen her do, because she has a lot of power in that boot, left or right.
So here's an O'Hara goal kick. St. Joe's making something happen. Good clear, though, from Darien, right to Hare. Good move from Hare. Looking for Fiorita down the alley, but too much and too wide. Going back to St. Joe's.
Yeah, seems like right now Darien's midfielders are just rushing it a little bit, trying to find that ball right away. You know, I'd like to see them just hold up possession a little bit in the midfield, give the team a chance to settle it down, and get into a position where they can attack a little bit better.
There's Buszewski. Good idea, Von Kennel trying to fake the defender, but Hinton did not budge. Well, Hull's going to scoop that. And after an extremely hot start, things have seemed to cool down. Good defense there from Quinn Chandler, I believe.
Yeah, way to use her body to just keep the St. Joe's attacker from getting to the ball. Because if you're standing between the ball and the person trying to get it from you, they cannot go through to get that ball.
So that one deflected off St. Joe's. Gonna go for Darien throw-in.
You know, it's interesting. In that first game, Charlie, we saw a lot of pressing from both teams. This game, we've seen a lot less of that and more just trying to play through balls. Because right now, a player is down.
So collision there between two players. We're going to step aside as she gets treated. All right, so play resumes after Darien player went down. So thrown by Darien, went out of bounds. St. Joe's instantly picks it up. They're trying to push the pace. Here's Hare looking for Ackman. Goes to Ackman. And you can tell Darien's trying to get it to Von Kennel every play. Von Kennel keeps it in. Bad clear there. Here's McEnany. Little give and go. Good defense, though, from St. Joe's.
Yeah, ever since that goal at the beginning of the game by Von Kennel, St. Joe's just looks to be one step ahead of Darien. Their in-game intelligence is really showing right now.
Here's Nunez. It's Wicker. Good defense, and Buszewski clears that. To Fiorita. Hare has it now. Looking for Fiorita down the alley. That was a good ball, but out of the reach of Lila Fiorita.
Just up and down right now. I don't think Hare saw that she had Ackman to her right. She just passed it to her. She could have carried it probably past the midfield line, trying to find a better pass, because even if that had reached Fiorita, she still had a lot of work to do. She was only at the 50-yard line. Now we're going to get another sub. I think that's Jeffers coming back in.
It's Ackman coming out and Bryn Charney coming in. The sophomore Bryn Charney, who had a lot of time last year as a freshman, is coming in right now.
Change in the midfield for the Wave.
They're getting beat in the midfield right now,
for
definitely.
For sure, and they definitely, I think, need a new presence in there. And I'd imagine that Coach Parsons has instructed Charney as to, like, what exactly St. Joe's is doing in the midfield and her role. Because maybe their pregame preparation was not, similar to what St. Joe's have done here. They might have, done something a little different with their players in the midfield that has led to this, to their domination in that aspect of the game.
Here's Von Kennel. But good defense there by Hinton. Thrown by Slaneski to Hare. But misplaced there by Izzy Hare. Going back to St. Joe's. Going back to Darien now. It's going to be Slaneski with another throw-in. They're always looking for McNaney on these throw-ins. Through the legs of Izzy Mack. Excuse me, Sophia Mack.
Neves with speed.
There's 24. That's a good ball. Right in front of the net. Got to clear it. Low clear. St. Joe still has it. Slaneski hustling out there.
That was a really big chance for St. Joe's. It looked like they could have shot it there. And I'm not sure if a Darien player was able to get a block on that. But a great, great cross from the winger there. And Darien's definitely has to be wary of that, especially.
There's a good move. Another corner for St. Joe's.
As I was saying, Charlie, especially on the break, St. Joe's is getting those crosses in. And Darien needs to communicate defensively because that one got through everyone. And that's probably the second or third cross of this game that has just missed every single Blue Wave defender.
And here's the corner. Low. Not the most ideal clear there from Kin. Back into the box. That's a good ball. Can't clear it. Hare gets it out. Taken away Von Kennel. Von Kennel had a lane, but cleared again by St. Joe's. Right to hole.
And that wasn't the best delivery to start, but then a pretty much perfect delivery on the second opportunity for St. Joe's. And we're just seeing them continue to put crosses into the box. That's how they scored their first goal with Malozzi. That's going to continue to be a way that they get chances.
Charney got in there. Charney looking for Mack. So ball just floating around in the middle right now. And Neves comes out of it. St. Joe's on the attack again. Oh, I thought that almost went in.
That looked like it was going to end up in the middle of the box when she first crossed it, but it looked like it was steadily just creeping towards that goal, and Hull was a little bit out of position. Had number 24 been there, would have been an easy tap-in. And we continue to say, Charlie, it's these crosses for St. Joe's that are giving the Darien defense so much trouble.
Yep. There's a Bad pass there. It's Nunes. Take the shot. And there's a goal. Nunes. What a shot there from the senior captain. And it's 3-1 now.
I mean, the technical skill on display here is just incredible. Nunes able to cut inside with her right foot, giving the putting the Darien defense in a spin cycle.
Yeah,
and once she gets into space, the finish is even better.
Yeah, what a shot with serious range. And after Darien going up 1-0, 3 straight goals unanswered for St. Joe's.
And those 3 straight goals coming before we're even 30 minutes into this half. So now Darien definitely has a lot to do in order to get back into this one, because right now they came out strong, but it just looks like they are getting outplayed tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It's been all St. Joe's since that first goal for Darien.
And since that first goal, we really just have not seen the Darien attack get the ball consistently. I mean, the Darien midfield has continued to try and play through balls in. But I think what we've seen from Darien most of the year is McEnany and Jeffers and Von Kennel able to get the ball at their feet and dribble towards the opposing goal, which has just not happened here tonight.
So there's a throw-in. Here's 24. Looking deep.
I believe that was Wicker on the right side there.
Yep. Here's a sub. Charney coming out. Ackman coming back in. So Ackman got a little breather.
Well, I have to believe that sub is kind of representative of how Coach Parsons is feeling right now. You know, take someone out, put someone in, doesn't work, put the other girl back in. You know, I have to imagine that in his head, he really does not know what is going on right now with his girls on the field.
Yeah.
Because this is not the level we've been used to seeing from the Blue Wave.
Yeah, just really dominant how St. Joe's has been. Coach Noguera, excuse me for mispronouncing it, but his team has been playing phenomenal right now. You know, I think that goal, they were just caught off guard in the first couple minutes, and then since then they picked it up and then just been complete domination.
And, you know, you'd think coming into this one with how the quarterfinals went that Darien had a lot of momentum, beating the former champions New Canaan, who were also nationally ranked earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And then you got St. Joe's, who tied, I believe,
Trumbull.
It was Trumbull. And they had to go all the way to penalties. So Darien was the team, you know.
Oh, no, excuse me. They beat Ridgefield.
Yeah, it was Ridgefield. So you got to think Darien was on paper the team that was coming into this one with, you know, a little more momentum, playing better. But you never know in these FCIAC playoff games how it's going to turn out.
Yep, anything can definitely happen, as we saw last game we were just announcing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone thought that Staples would put up such a fight against Greenwich. And I think everyone that said Greenwich is going to win did not expect them to win the way that they did, going all the way to penalties.
Yeah.
And having to come back, too.
Here's Hare. Von Kennel trying to get on that. And they're going to give that to St. Joe's. Yeah, so Darien really hasn't strung together a great opportunity since their first goal. I don't even think they've gotten a shot.
No, they did have one shot by McEnany, and then one chance for Von Kennel that the goalie got to before she was able to get there. But really, we've not seen the midfield link up passes.
Yeah, as we just saw
I can't even remember the last time McEnany, she's, you know, really, I guess, known for dropping in deep and linking up with the midfielders. Has not been happening.
And McEnany just needs a little bit of space, and it could be from about 25 yards out, and she can put it in.
Yeah, and that's the X factor for Darien. They're down 3-1 right now, but if they can get one more, you know, that's what we saw with Greenwich, with Gaga being able to score that phenomenal goal to tie the game for them. You know, all it takes is one individual effort to get a team back into a game.
So ball Up for grabs right now. Good Darien defense, but stays with St. Joe's out on Darien. Seen a lot of throw-ins to start this game.
Yeah, a lot of them, and I think that's because of how these teams have been playing. You know,
Just down the alleys.
just trying to kick through balls and towards the opponent's goal. Less so for St. Joe's. I think they've definitely been, utilizing the midfield a little more, passing it around. But and then defensively, these teams, just been kicking the ball out, which it works. But that's why you're getting a lot of throw-ins, a lot of stoppages in this game.
So substitution for Darien. Trying to get it to Ackman. Hare gets it. Back to Ackman. Von Kennel trying to get it to McNaney. Here's Von Kennel using her speed. Good ball from Von Kennel to Fiorita. And Fiorita can't get the shot off. But I believe that's going to be a corner kick for Darien, so maybe they can give some hope back into this game. Because right now all the momentum is with St. Joe's.
That was a lot better move from Darien. You see, they're just moving the ball forward, not overthinking, not trying to force anything, making the easy pass, and they're able to get, high-quality look in the box. Obviously, it was blocked, but now they have a corner.
McNaney tries to go behind the back. Von Kennel goes down. That one's going to be a corner rather than, a throw-in rather than a corner.
Looked like that was a set piece they practiced during training, Charlie. Just did not work out there. I'm not sure if the plan was for McEnany to do that back heel or, maybe touch it off to, I believe that was Von Kennel that took the corner. But it ended up just not working out. St. Joe's was ready for it. And, it's tough right there because Darien hasn't had many chances. It's an opportunity to put it into the box. And, when you run a play like that, it could end up really good for you, but right there, that was a waste of a chance.
So goal kick here for O'Hara. Thrown for Darien. Here's Neves. Gets it to 24. Guarded by Slaneski.
And it's interesting, Charlie. I'm looking at Darien's back line right now, and I'm not sure if they started out the game this way, but it looks like as St. Joe's attacks, they're dropping into a back five instead of a back four with Bucheski coming in to guard either the striker or the cam right there in the middle of the field. And then the left winger, I can't tell if that's that's not Von Kennel, but another midfielder moving over to guard. That's Sarah Wicker on the right-hand side there. Or no, sorry, that's just the left back, but it's Bucheski dropping in to help on defense.
That's really not what Darien need. They need to be attacking right now rather than playing a five-backer. That's what it looks to be like.
Yeah, well, I think the thing that they're doing is they're just doing that when St. Joe's are attacking, but I agree. It makes it tough to get out of that because you only have two midfielders, and St. Joe's is already playing really good in the middle of the park. And I have to believe that in 4 minutes when halftime comes around, Coach Parsons will be changing a lot of things up for the second half because it has just not worked for the Blue Wave.
I mean, at St. Joe's, they can let this game play out like it's playing right now. Like, no chances for either side, really, but they're already up by 2 goals. That's what they'll take that any day.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, they let up that first goal, and I think that was just maybe nerves at the beginning of the game. But since then, they settled in, and Darien has had no opportunities.
Here's Neves. Taken down. Physical play there.
No foul. I think that was just a coming together of the players there. Glad to see no one got hurt.
Here's Hare. Trying to flip the field. Von Kennel trying to wait on it, but the defender beats her every time. That's Hinton. Like Von Kennel's trying to let Hinton miss it, and then she'll have a clear lane, but Hinton reads it every time. So really good defense by her.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, playing soccer myself, you can't, as an attacker, you can't really ever just hope that the defense is going to miss the ball because they have a better vantage point from you than you. You're moving backwards. They're coming towards the ball.
Yeah.
A lot easier for them to just clear it away than trying to control it and then make a move with the ball. So that's what Darien needs their attackers to do, hold up the play and let the midfielders come and support them.
Yep, that ball intended for Fiorita, but got boxed out on the through ball. So going to St. Joe's. Hare gets it back, though. Looking for Von Kennel. Nothing there. Soneski gets it to McEnany.
Good defense from Malozzi.
Now St. Joe's sparking something. Both players go down, and that's going to be Darien ball. So going to be a free kick for Darien. Thrown, though, by St. Joe's. Going down the alley. It's Wicker. But out of bounds again on Wicker. So Darien goal kick for Hull. In under 2 minutes now, closing in on 1.5 minutes. Let's see if Darien can get some kind of chance again. A little bit of momentum. Doesn't even have to be a goal, but a good shot to gain some momentum back going into the second half.
That's all it takes, and especially in terms of belief. You know, because it's really been a demoralizing half. Ever since they scored that goal, Darien has really just been dominated. The ball's been on this side of the field the entire half. So just to give the team a little bit of hope that they can make a comeback here, and then combine that with some tactic changes and a team talk from Coach Parsons, maybe that can ignite the spark that ends up with the Wave coming back in this game.
There's a ball in the box. Hare gets it, though. Has Fiorita. Von Kennel here. She used her speed. Gives it to Hare. Good play. Right side of the field's open. Von Kennel. Fiorita's looking for McEnany. Von Kennel, deep shot. But saved there by O'Hara.
Well, that's exactly what we were saying, Charlie. It doesn't seem like much, but just getting a shot on goal, because they haven't done that in a while.
Yeah. That looked like a good chance for Darien. Bucheski whiffs. Ball going back to Darien. And that's going to wrap up the end of the first half. St. Joe's dominating right now. After Darien scored the first, Von Kennel, St. Joe's goes and scores 3 unanswered. I'm Charlie Warnock. Join alongside me is Jack Breyer, and this DAF Media is brought to you with the support from Terry and Nancy McGraw. We'd also like to say the FCIAC would like to thank supporters Ole Soccer and A1 Audio. Ole Soccer is recognized statewide to be the #1 soccer program for young talented players. Starting at 18 months old, classes are designed to improve children's physical and technical skills for the next level of soccer. With their year-round programming, rain or shine, winter or summer, they are ready to prepare their youth for future success. In addition, Ole Soccer provides birthday parties and recreational jungle gym area for their members. Please visit them at www.olesoccerct.com or call them at 203-873-0309. And A1 Audio provides professional sound, lighting, and video production across Fairfield County and beyond. Elevate your next event with A1 Audio. So visit a1audio.com or call 203-273-1449. So that's the end of the first half. I'm Charlie Warnock. Next to me is Jack Breyer. Stay tuned for the second half.
When your event needs to look and sound its best, Trust the team that delivers every time. At A1 Audio, we provide professional sound, video, and lighting systems throughout Fairfield County. From corporate meetings and fundraisers to community events and celebrations, A1 Audio brings clarity, energy, and atmosphere to every moment. Elevate your next event with A1. Call, email, or visit us today.
Looking for the ultimate destination where kids don't just play soccer, they thrive? Welcome to Ole Soccer, Connecticut's premier indoor soccer facility. Our STARS program is where young athletes create real skills, from toddlers kicking their first ball to competitive players refining their technique. Our professional coaching staff creates an environment where every child develops at their own pace. But we're more than just soccer. Our massive jungle gym is a wonderland full of climbing, sliding, and adventure, perfect for open play, making it a go-to spot for families year-round, rain or shine. And when it comes time to celebrate, our birthday parties are legendary, and we handle everything from private space, game setup, and cleanup, so the parents can actually relax while the kids have the time of their lives. With state-of-the-art turf facility, climate control comfort, and family-friendly atmosphere, Ole Soccer is where memories are made. From your child's first goal to their best birthday party ever, it all happens here at Ole Soccer. Visit us today and see why families all across Connecticut choose Ole.
And we're back for the start of the second half, and apologies to us. It was a number change. Audrey Dickerson is number 24, and she's the one that scored the goal. It was number 26 on our roster, so apologies from us as Darien is starting with it now, and McEnany just going to kick that one up.
Yeah, so we'll see right from the start here how Darien, what kind of tactics changes they've made. Because, to be honest, if they don't make any tactics changes, they're going to lose this game because it has not been going good for them. But I have to believe that some tweaks were made during that halftime that hopefully for Darien will help them get back into this game here.
Yeah, Coach Parsons definitely made some adjustments. Here's Buszewski. Loses in midfield. That was Dickerson. Yeah, Dickerson seems to be limping a little bit, so keep an eye on that. As Von Kennel running down the alley, and that's off Von Kennel, so that's going to be a goal kick for St. Joe's.
Well, honestly, it's just good to see Darien. You see all the players in the Darien attacking half. We did not see that very much in the first half. So Darien just needs to hold St. Joe's here. And we'll see. I don't know if St. Joe's, when they'll decide to bring their players back and defend more than they're attacking. Because you have to think that it's going to be a little later in the game given how they've been playing.
There's a good move from McEnany. She'd take a shot. She will. That's a good start, though, for Darien.
The thing is, Charlie, that's over 30 yards
Yeah.
out. So if Darien wants to get back into this one, obviously McEnany has proved she can score from distance. We're going to have to see those final passes in order to give one-on-one chances with the goalie. That's what we saw for the first goal with Von Kennel. It was a pass from McEnany that opened her up to just have a simple finish, chip over the goalie.
Ackman gets it to Von Kennel. Can Von Kennel use the speed? Hinton doing really good job playing defense on Von Kennel. Really good defense there. Kicks out of bounds, so Darien throwing.
I mean, this is as good as I've seen someone lock up Anna Von Kennel all year long. Hinton has been doing an incredible job. It just seems like both Von Kennel and Jeffers have been unable to just get past their markers this game. Maybe a couple times they have, but not to the extent which they've been doing all season. Although I believe Jeffers still isn't in the game. It's still Fiorita out here for the Wave on the left wing.
Here's Neves. Still going. Neves. And there's a corner kick for St. Joe's. They can make it a 3-goal game right here. Darien not doing a good job at all on these corner kicks.
Yeah, they need to make sure that they, first of all, have someone they're marking before this corner goes in. It just seems like they've been very timid on these crosses into the box, not throwing their bodies at the ball. They cannot let this ball just go through the box untouched because eventually St. Joe's will make them pay.
Here's the corner. Looks to be a good one. Oh, almost. Just right.
That was number 12, Sarah Wicker. And she got her head to it, but it was really tough because that ball was a little actually below her head.
So she got it with the foot.
She got it with the foot, but with her body was basically in front of where she needed to kick it. So a really tough skill to get that one on goal.
There's a goal kick for Darien. Goes right back to St. Joe's. It's Nunez. That one deflects off Darien player, so throw in. It's going to be Neubauer. Nunez going to cross that one and open. Header. Oh. Darien needs to do a better job communicating on these corner type kicks. We saw that across the box. Luckily went right to hole. Looking for McEnany. But once again goes back to St. Joe's. Here's Wicker. This is going to Dickerson. Good ball. Oh, off the
Off the
crossbar.
crossbar.
What a shot with rarely an angle.
I think that might have been Zik.
Yeah, I think it was Zik.
And we haven't seen much of her in the attacking half. But she shot that with her left foot. I think it took a deflection. And that could have been really bad for the Wave. Another cross.
Oh, almost Dickerson for her second goal. Soneski gets that to Ackman. Darien very fortunate this is not a 3-goal game. McEnany can't make something happen.
You see there, they have the opportunity to go on the counter, but every time in the midfield, their counterattacks are just halted by St. Joe's. They pressure them, so intensely. And here we go. St. Joe's has the ball again.
Now it's actually a foul on Bucheski. Believe she got tangled up with Neves.
We're only 6 minutes into this half, but St. Joe's is just continuing to be on the ball, controlling the possession. So we got to see something new from Darien quickly here, because if it continues like this, you have to imagine it'll be a 3-goal deficit for the Wave.
That was kicked out of bounds by Slaneski. Thrown right back to Darien. But Ackman couldn't keep it in. So St. Joe's with another throw-in. Once again, St. Joe's just going along the sideline right now.
Another ball into the box. No one was on the end of that. But clearly that has been St. Joe's plan coming into this game. Just trying to get balls into the box however they can. And we've seen that even though probably the majority of them haven't ended in goals,
They're proven to be effective.
they're definitely effective. And, they go in eventually.
Here's McEnany, puts on a good move. Still going.
It just feels to me like McEnany is putting a little too much pressure on herself to make something happen, because she makes that first great move, gets by the first girl, and then she just tries to continue to dribble when she probably could pass it off.
So Nunez outside there to Dickerson. Dickerson with another cross. Here's Sick. Good defense there from Chandler. So along the sideline, Kin clears it out. Good job by Slaneski heading that out. Here's Ackman. Gets it back to Slaneski. Slaneski getting it to Von Kennel. And good clear there from St. Joe's. And substitution coming on for Darien. Believe that's Slaneski coming off.
No, I think it's going to be...
Oh, it's not
Bucheski.
Slaneski. Bucheski coming off.
And I'm trying to see. I think that is maybe Sarah Ryan for the Wave. I cannot tell. Yeah, I think that's Sarah Ryan taking off Bucheski, and she'll probably be playing at that CDM role that Bucheski's been playing for the majority, or for, all of this game. And it'll be interesting to see. That's a defensive substitution right there, but if Coach Parsons is going to, sub off one of his front three or attacking midfielders, because there's just not been any offensive output since that first 2 minutes of the game for the Wave.
McEnany trying to get it to Fiorita. She does. Fiorita's good ball. Ackman can't get there. Good clear there from Nujbauer. But Darien goes quick. Ackman gets it to McEnany. McEnany was looking for Von Kennels, gets it to her. McEnany keeps it in. And like you said, Jack, gets that first move going, but holds on to it for a little bit too long.
Yeah, and it's tough because, she's only a freshman, so she definitely doesn't have as much experience as some of the other girls on the field, but, she's been one of the best players for this team all year long, so I think she definitely is thinking in her mind that, she has to make something happen as the striker, especially being the striker. But it's just making it a little tough for the offense to get going when, you realistically want to get, everyone having touches on the ball.
Here's Wicker, beats Chandler. Physical play there from Quinn Chandler, and it works out. Darien goal kick.
Another substitution. Jeffers back in for Fiorita.
That's actually Bryn Charney.
Oh, yes, my mistake. So that's interesting. We have not seen Jeffers
since the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
I'd say
I feel
10 minutes.
It must have been an injury because I can't imagine. I didn't see anything in that first 5 minutes that would constitute her just not playing in this game.
Misses it. Sineski whipped there, but it goes back to Darien. Corner kick here for the Cadets. Let's see, last time they almost scored. See if they can make something happen here. Good clear by McEnany.
The deliveries from St. Joe's on these corners have honestly just been really, really good. Every time it's right near the edge of the 6-yard box, but not close enough to the goal where Hull can come out and grab it. Obviously that was a good clearance there by the Wave and good defending, but I've been really impressed with how the Cadets have gone about their corners today.
So free kick, I believe it was offsides. Nothing going. Hare try to bounce it to the outside, taken away though. Your Newbaum whiffs, and that's going to go back to Darien. Chandler throws it into Hare. McEnany heads that out of bounds.
St. Joe's are just making it so tough for Darien to get it out of their own half. They're trying to, create something in the midfield, get together a couple of passes, hopefully find some space, but St. Joe's just seems to be reading their minds. Every time the ball comes into the midfield, it seems like a St. Joe's player is right there to put pressure on the ball carrier or just to intercept a pass. You got to give credit where credit's due. St. Joe's has definitely come prepared to play today.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Just really outplaying Darien in every aspect right now. Darien needs to step it up if they want to make this a game. Because the way it's going, it's most likely going to remain 3-1, or it could be 4-1 St. Joe's.
Yeah, we have really not seen anything in this half yet to, be able to think that Darien is going to be able to create some more chances. Because they just haven't since the first, 3 minutes of this game. Right before our broadcast unfortunately cut out for all of you at home. That was really Darien's only offensive action of this game. Right after that, St. Joe's took control.
Yep.
And, when it comes to the FCIAC playoffs, doesn't just come down to which team is more skilled, but also, the toughness, the mentality of a team. And that is especially evident. St. Joe's conceding in the first 2 minutes and being able to score 2 goals right away definitely attests to that part of their, team culture.
That one goes out of bounds on Hare. So once again, another throw. And I feel like we've seen so many throws and so many throws this game. Is there's another one from Newbaum.
I feel like
Neubauer.
These right and left backs must be tired of throwing the ball in. But
Yeah.
just continues to come another.
Here's Neubauer. Goes right across the field, untouched. Good clear from Darien. So here's a corner kick. Believe it's going to be Wicker kicking it. And this is probably what, the 4th or 5th corner for St. Joe's. They scored on one of them, and all of them have
Has
been.
Darien even had a corner kick yet this game? I think maybe like one.
One. I believe one. Don't quote me on that, though. There's a low one. And Darien just clears that away. Charney's going to it. She gets there. Field is wide open in the middle. That could have been a run for Ackman and McEnany.
That's the thing. It looks like Ackman had so much space in the midfield, but Darien just kicked it up. Probably could have passed it to her and started a break. It's just interesting. Darien is just really having a tough time, trying to create chances. You think you'd see maybe a little bit more urgency, but it looks like they just are having trouble defending right now.
So another throw-in for St. Joe's. Seems like we've said that almost 100 times this game. Good move, though. Good physical play right now. I believe it's Slineski. Staying with St. Joe's, though.
I mean, St. Joe's has just been holding the ball in this part of the field for
It's been about 5 minutes.
Yeah, the past 5 minutes. I don't think we've seen it, cross the 40-yard line on Darien's defensive end, except for that one clearance, and St. Joe's pretty much got it back right away. And that's the thing. Darien, when they get these goal kicks, you're going to see it. They're going to go long here.
But St. Joe's gets it right back, it seems like, on all these.
I mean, I'm not going to try and question, the effort from Darien. I think it's just St. Joe's
they're reading it.
Reading it a lot better. I don't think it's at all a question of effort from Darien, of course. But St. Joe's are just better prepared. You see it. Getting it back.
Here's Ackman, though. Great job from St. Joe's. Physical play there from Ryan. Wicker takes the shot, deflected off Slineski.
Good left-footed shot there from Wicker, cutting in. That might have been going on goal. Looks like it had some power behind it. But to be honest right now, St. Joe's doesn't even seem too concerned about scoring another goal, Charlie.
These long possessions, that's all they need.
I think we saw in the first half what can happen when St. Joe's really needs a goal and they really turn it on the offensive side of the field. But right now, they are just on cruise control.
Here's Slineski. Makes one miss. Gets it to Ryan. Ryan going to get it to Achman. But once again, St. Joe's just right there. It seems like reading all these Darien passes.
Yeah, you can tell that in this week's practice, they've just been focused on pressing. And, it's interesting because it's not as much of a team press as it is, just being the first of the ball. You see right there, Darien gets the ball, one touch, and it's not even like Darien are, taking too long on the ball, I don't think. Just St. Joe's are really reading where they want to go and getting there really quick.
Yeah. But now Darien's finally making it their way up the field. Looking for Hare. Ryan coming in. Here's McEnany. Lays it down to Achman. Achman looking, trying to get it to Von Kennel. But Von Kennel can't get there too much on it.
It's another key for Darien here. We got just about 19 minutes left in the game. As they got to, similar to how St. Joe's were keeping Darien in their half off of these goal kicks. That's what Darien needs to do. Not let St. Joe's get possession and get their players up. They need to possess the ball right now in order to have a chance.
Here's a goal kick for O'Hara. Gets past Hare, goes to Wicker. Bad pass, though, from Wicker. Here's Achman. Can't touch it, though. McEnany has Von Kennel.
It's interesting. I think Coach Parsons has actually switched up the formation a little bit. Looks like Izzy Hare has moved out to right wing. Bryn Charney is at striker. And McEnany has dropped into play center attacking mid. So a little bit different for the Wave, trying to mix things up here to, mount a comeback against St. Joe's.
So corner kick again for St.
There's
Joe's.
a throw-in.
Oh, actually thrown, excuse me. Just at the edge.
Well, it hit the flag. Hit the flag and bounced off to the right. So,
Unfortunate
of course
there.
in this game we're getting another throw-in.
Yeah. It's a Newsbauer.
Couldn't be closer to the goal line on that one.
Fakes. Almost. That was Neves. Really good fake there from Wicker. And set up Neves perfectly, but I think it just went through her legs.
That was a really big chance for Neves. It was a tough skill there because it bounced pretty high up. But I wonder if she just had enough time to take a touch. But, when you're in the box like that, and the game's moving so fast, naturally you're just going to try and put it on goal because normally you take a touch, you're going to get swarmed by defenders. You're not going to be able to get a shot off. So I don't blame Neves for that one.
There's a good through ball. They're trying to get it to Von Kennel, but these passes just seem to have too much on it. As we see a box out there, and just going to be another goal kick for St. Joe's. 2 subs coming on for Darien. I think it's Fiorita coming back on, and Jeffers coming back on.
Yeah, that is Jeffers. I think they took Izzy. Oh, no, Izzy Hare is actually now in the midfield. Not sure who Jeffers took off. Might have been, I think that was Bryn Charney she took off. So now it looks like Hare's back in the midfield. McEnany back at striker. So this is what you're used to normally seeing for the Blue Wave in terms of their offense.
McEnany definitely has the range here, too.
Yeah, I wonder if she's going to shoot or try and pull it into the box. It's right on the hashes, so it's not the worst angle, but not the best angle. But it doesn't look like they're going to try and get a better one. It looks like she's either going to shoot or cross it in.
She lets that rip. Bounces right to the hands of O'Hara, though.
And that's really good by O'Hara. It seems like a pretty simple save, but it's also important to make sure she doesn't fumble around the ball, let up a rebound when the shot's coming in at a fast pace like that, skipping off the turf, because there's definitely Darien attackers waiting for that to happen.
Yep. Free kick for Darien. Foul. Hare hit the floor. Short ball there from Kin. Goes to Chandler. And that one going to be kicked out of bounds by Wicker. Malozzi heads that. So throwing for Darien. Another one. Or it's actually going to be a free kick. Excuse me. Going to be Kin kicking it. There's a deep kick from Kin. Gets to Von Kennel. Von Kennel was looking for McEnany.
You know, and honestly, Charlie, this probably hasn't been the most exciting second half, but
Yeah.
it's been impressive how we've seen St. Joe's manage the game.
Yeah, it's definitely amazing to watch. There's a cross from St. Joe's.
Because, you know, when you're up by 2 goals, you know, they say 2 goals is the most dangerous lead in soccer. That's where
Yep.
a lot of teams will come back from down 2 goals. Once you get to 3, you don't normally see that. But, you know, when you're up by a lot, that's what the coaches just want to see. You don't want to see a boring game because that's how you know no chances are being created. You know, you're just riding it out till you get the win. Even more pressure there. That was Sarah Wicker.
Chandler hits Neves to the ground. Ref saw that, though. So foul on Chandler.
This would be another good spot for a free kick for St. Joe's. Looks like it's going to be number 15, Woodley, coming in to take this free kick.
Chloe Woodley. It's a dangerous spot for Darien. Good ball. Just missed there. That was a beautiful ball there from Woodley.
I cannot believe no one got to that ball. That is, I mean, if you talk about a perfect cross, it does not get better than that. Right through the 6-yard box, too far away for the keeper to come out, but just in range for someone on your team to get ahead on it. I'm not sure if the St. Joe's players just started their runs too late or it was just out of their reach. That was an incredible ball there from Woodley.
Smart play there from Slaneski. So throw in here from Slaneski. Coming in on 10 minutes. Darien really, have they had they've had what, 1 or 2 shots this half?
I'm trying to think. I feel like, well, you had the shot on the free kick by McEnany, as that one goes over the net. But that was pretty easily saved. I'm trying to think if they have any other shots in this half. We know they had the one on at the very end of the first half. That was more just a courtesy. We were talking, trying to get some momentum going into halftime. But it has just not been Darien's night. St. Joe's is just quicker to every single ball. And, you know, it's no wonder they're not getting shots off because they've not been able to even get it near the goal. I think when this game is over, St. Joseph will definitely have deserved this win because
no doubt about that.
they have just outplayed Darien.
It seems like the whole game's been played on the alleys. Just be another throw in there. So really haven't seen too much play in the middle of the field, which is interesting.
Yeah, and even St. Joe's midfielders, we've often seen them double up on the wings. Not normally you'll see a right back or left back, come up and kind of play a fullback position, coming up and down the field, being more attacking. St. Joseph have kept their fullbacks, in a defensive position, but had their left and right midfielders, make overlapping runs for their strikers to overload one side of the field. And I don't know if they play that way when they played Darien before, but it definitely created issues for Darien and made it really tough as well for Darien to win the ball back and create opportunities of their own.
Here's another throw-in for Darien. St. Joe's with a quick throw-in. Trying to get it down the alley. But touched by no one, so Hole is going to have a goalie kick. And we'll see if St. Joe's reads it, because it seems like on all these free kicks, St. Joe's gets it right back.
Yeah, and it's interesting because St. Joe's really isn't pressing up high. It's not like Darien can't play short. St. Joe's is kind of just expecting Darien to play it long on those goal kicks, but I wonder if they did play it short, if they'd be able to just find a couple passes and get up the field. Because especially when the ball goes in the air like that, it's really a 50-50 on who's going to get it. And I'd say probably the defenders have a better chance of heading it forward than the attackers do of heading it the other way.
Possession going back to Darien. That one's out on Jeffers. It's Nujbauer throwing it in, trying to get it to Neves. But possession going back to Darien. So really just staying in this one place. As there's a good fake there from Hare. Gets it to Jeffers. Jeffers loses that though. That was Zick. Here's Wickers.
And they're just wasting time in the corner.
Interesting play there, but, why not?
I mean, I feel like the coaches must have told them at half, just get it near the corner. They haven't been doing that, but
yeah,
they've just been hugging the sidelines. Like you said, so many throw-ins, just taking time off the clock. And honestly, I would say they probably don't even need to do that because they've just been playing a lot better than Darien. They probably could have, 2 more goals if they went for it in this half. But, whatever works, and it looks like St. Joe's is going to be heading out of here with the date with Greenwich in the FCIAC championship.
Maluzzi coming down on it. She's guarding Jeffers. Ryan trying to get it down the field. Good defense there on Von Kennel.
Darien's going to get everyone up here. Couple final chances. You never know. Goal here could change everything.
McEnany trying to get it. Here comes Slaneski. That's communication right there. Her and Ryan both coming at it. No one talked to each other. And St. Joe's got the ball back.
Yeah, and that's just indicative of how this night has gone for the Wave. Just nothing has gone right since they scored that first goal. It seemed like everything was going to go right when that happened. You know, they came out so hot. And honestly, just the resilience of St. Joe's to, you know, take that first punch and come back. And, you know, punch 3 times harder.
Achman coming off. I believe that's Coppola.
Yeah, Sophia Coppola coming on for the Wave.
Hare misses it.
No, I think Izzy Hare has definitely had one of the standout performances for the Wave. It hasn't been, you know, a good team performance, but I think Hare has done, you know, as good as she can in the middle of the
That one takes a weird bounce.
Oh,
and Jeffers and O'Hara collide with each other.
Yeah, the St. Joe's parents did not like that, especially when this game is pretty much all but over. But you can't fault Jeffers for playing hard until the final whistle. And, you know, thank goodness O'Hara did not get hurt on that play.
Here's Neves to Hinton. Or excuse me, not Hinton. Sanitar Sola.
I think we missed Santor Sola came on the field. She was not starting. So we could just see St. Joe's getting some other players in there.
Here's going to be a corner, I think.
Yeah, I think this is a corner for St. Joe's. Referee's pointing down to the corner flag.
It's going to be Nunes. Oh, it's actually yeah, they went short with the corner. And I believe that was offsides.
Yeah, I guess St. Joe's is not taking any chances. They do not want to concede another goal. That's why they're wasting time in the corner, even though they're up by 2 right now. But, you know, with a trip to the championship on the line, can't fault them for that. It's going to be Santor Sola coming off for Wicker, who's back on.
And with the game coming down to an end, just like to say to look for upcoming broadcasts on DAF Media. Check out our website, dafmedia.org. That's once again dafmedia.org. And the FCIAC would like to thank its sponsors, Ole Soccer and A1 Audio. And this semifinals broadcast is with the support from Terry and Nancy McGraw. So under 2 minutes to play now. We expect this is what the game's going to look like for the rest. What it's been like pretty much the whole second half, just in the alleys, in the corner, a lot of throw-ins.
Yeah, and I'll say before the game ends, it was definitely great to be able to come down here with you, Charlie.
Yeah, it's been a
broadcast
pleasure.
Both of these games. You know, DAF Media, you know, coming out and doing it all. Both semifinal games. So we hope you'll check out our other broadcasts.
And I believe we're doing the finals on, is it Monday? I believe.
I believe it's Monday. I have to believe it's Monday because
Yeah.
it's Friday right now. But
I think it's Monday, and I'm pretty sure DAF Media is doing that, so that should be a awesome experience to do the FCIAC championship.
yeah, for sure.
Should be a really good game, too.
And, you know, getting to broadcast teams that, you know, are not Darien. We're doing all these games for the FCIACs.
And the
And
championship
obviously
games.
Such high tension
Yeah.
with the semifinals, the championship. And, you know, you got to believe with how St. Joe's and Grinch performed today, it's going to be a really great game.
Should be a very intense game, and that championship's actually on a Tuesday. Sorry for that. It's not Monday, on a Tuesday. And St. Joe's just taking their time, as We're going to be under 30 minutes in just a couple, or under 30 seconds, excuse me, in just a couple seconds. St. Joe's just going to clear it up.
Yeah, it just was not Darien's night tonight, but I have to believe they're going to be back and better for the state tournament.
Definitely a lot of things they got to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, every team has, you know, nights that just do not go right, and that was Darien tonight. So you got to think it's good they get this out of their system, and for states they'll be better, hopefully.
And credit to Darien for knocking off New Canaan in a really good rivalry matchup. So getting the last laugh there, but it's all St. Joe's tonight, defeating the Blue Wave 3-1. And yeah, what a game from them. Just absolutely dominating since Darien let up. Ever since Darien scored their first goal, not even let up. Ever since Darien scored their first goal, it's been all St. Joe's. And just like to say, Ole Soccer is recognized statewide to be the #1 soccer program for young, talented players. Starting at 18 months old, classes are designed to improve children's physical and technical skills for the next level of soccer. With their year-round programming, rain or shine, winter or summer, they are ready to prepare their youth for future success. In addition, Ole Soccer provides birthday parties in a recreational jungle gym area for their members. So please visit them at www.olesoccerct.com or call them at 203-873-0309. And A1 Audio provides professional sound, lighting, and video production across Fairfield County and beyond. So elevate your next event with A1 Audio. Visit a1audio.com or call 203-273-1449. So what a great 2 broadcasts we've had, Jack, and hope everyone who watches had a great time, and hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you.
Looking for the ultimate destination where kids don't just play soccer, they thrive? Welcome to Ole Soccer, Connecticut's premier indoor soccer facility. Our STARS program is where young athletes create real skills, from toddlers kicking their first ball to competitive players refining their technique. Our professional coaching staff creates an environment where every child develops at their own pace. But we're more than just soccer. Our massive jungle gym is a wonderland full of climbing, sliding, and adventure, perfect for open play, making it a go-to spot for families year-round, rain or shine. And when it comes time to celebrate, our birthday parties are legendary, and we handle everything from private space, game setup, and cleanup, so the parents can actually relax while the kids have the time of their lives. With state-of-the-art turf facility, climate control comfort, and family-friendly atmosphere, Ole Soccer is where memories are made. From your child's first goal to their best birthday party ever, it all happens here at Ole Soccer. Visit us today and see why families all across Connecticut choose Ole.
When your event needs to look and sound its best, trust the team that delivers every time. At A1 Audio, we provide professional sound, video, and lighting systems throughout Fairfield County. From corporate meetings and fundraisers to community events and celebrations, A1 Audio brings clarity, energy, and atmosphere to every moment. Elevate your next event with A1. Call, email, or visit us today.